I have felt at times like a 2-year-old toddler. I keep asking why. Why are we doing this? Why do we want to worry about that? And if we do want to worry about that particular land use, what level of assessment does it need? Why are we in this? Is what we're doing going to help or hinder good development? So I think we have to question that. We fall into routines and we fall into habits. I'd like to see us constantly question, are we adding value? Are we actually contributing? And how do we facilitate good development happening?
My take-home message is very, very simple. Really want to reinforce the point as community consultation as a continuum. We haven't just done this as a one-off, and with the support of our council, we intend to keep rolling this out every time we go out with our planning scheme and just re-educating and raising new issues. So when we go out with we've currently got 4 volumes, my challenge is to shrink it a little bit, but when we go out with that, we'll actually say, if you associate yourself with this area, these are the policy changes that we want to talk to you about. This is the area where you go and look. You can also then start to have the conversation and go, hey, we've got enough of this, we've got a lot of low density, and if we keep going, there's a lot of consequences there. We need more of this. So you can start to talk to people about that. My second take-home message is, if you're not satisfied with the results you're getting, really challenge yourself and ask yourself, are you actually the one speaking the wrong language? I'll give you the example of my wife and I. So really challenge yourself on that. I guess I keep reminding myself, I believe the community is interested, it's just a timing issue. And generally when they become interested, it's because you've actually done something, which is generally at the development assessment stage. You've really got to do it up front, very hard. And also, market your issue. Don't just tick a box. There's a lot of people out there trying to suck information out of the community, be it marketing consultants, be it people wanting to sort of, what are your views on local politics? Do you want to buy this product? You've really got to be out there. You've really got to be marketing yourself. And we've actually taken that very approach.
Be prepared to start with a clean slate. Engagement activities must be deep and rich, tapering from broad activities to target engagement of specific community groups, sectors and even issues. For example, one of our workshops was aimed solely at discussing future housing affordability. Another one was a sports-related workshop. Make it easy for people to get involved by providing a range of options, from being able to participate in workshops in the more traditional approach or simply filling in an online form. Include storytelling, art, music, filmmaking, where people feel that they can participate. Get the staff on board. The greater the buy-in, the broader the range of issues, the more ownership of the document when finalised, and that becomes the basis for more prescriptive planning documents such as the corporate plan, and the greater level of energy. One of the reasons I actually entered the race for mayor in 2008 was I'd been on the 1997 community plan, which Gary White had been critical to developing, and I was disgusted that I didn't think our elected representatives had taken it seriously and had buried it. So that actually drove me to say, well, if we're going to do a community plan, let's make it meaningful. Emphasise that it's a big picture exercise, but also be honest about what council can and can't achieve in the future. And just to finish, some quotes from some of our staff who were involved in the process. You can do more than you think with limited resources. It took real ownership by senior managers to get the outcomes we have now. It's hard work doing a community plan, but a lot of fun. So all in all, creating our Redlands 2030 community plan was a collaborative exercise between council and our community. We've produced a document that we can confidently say represents our community's vision, which is now the basis for our corporate plan and all our operational planning activities. Thank you very much.
In conclusion, look, state interest, obviously a very good idea. No one could dispute that. It's important from our perspective as a community to ensure that we understand what the state's issues are in our area, that we get those matters down on paper, we get them into the planning scheme. And Di, you'll note I did say paper, so we're probably not as electronically advanced as Toowoomba. But look, it's got to obviously result in better planning outcomes, but I think there is a need for the state to improve the process. Provide a standardised approach. We seem to be dealing with different issues coming from different departments in different formats. It needs to be consistent so we can deal with it in a consistent manner. And also that last little comment there I've got about ensuring that the state does continue to play a role once the matter's in a planning scheme. It shouldn't just be for councils to try and deal with it. And my take-home message is, look, it's about ensuring state interests are really that. They really are state interests. It's about working cooperatively with the state and making sure you're getting good outcomes there. And look, if you are going to have disagreements, and you inevitably will have disagreements, it's about having the ones on the matters that count, having the issues and the debates with the state on the key issues. Don't get tied up in all the little minor details that get put up as state interests. Try and work through those.
Look, from our point of view, it has been a really interesting process. The councillors are strongly engaged and they're taking particularly that risk conversation themselves out into the community. They've been the ones out leading at community meetings. They're quite clear and determined about it, and I think I support Melba's approach in that the only way this works is if you're in it together. There's been some tussles, there's been debates between councillors, there's been debates between staff, there's been debates between councillors and staff, let alone out in the community. But I think the whole point of this exercise is having that conversation. It's having those debates and working out where you stand, and to some degree, in Ken's language, not sweating the small stuff. We're tussling about the stuff that we think is really important and will matter.